Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to be learning about currency pairs in Forex trading. So, what are currency pairs? A currency pair is basically a quote of one currency against another currency. This is a form of comparison between two currencies. In Forex trading, we don't just buy or sell one currency randomly. What we do is we compare two currencies. If we are buying a dollar, we buy it against another currency. We have different currency pairs. For example, this is Eurast, this is Euro against dollar. We are comparing Euro against dollar. If we buy dollar, we say dollar gains value against the Euro. That's if you are buying or selling Eurast. This is an example of a currency pair. There are hundreds, even thousands, of currency pairs in Forex trading. These are examples. This is Eurast, Euro against the dollar, and GBP USD, Great Britain, Pound against the US dollar. We have USD CAD, US dollars against Canadian dollars, and Euro AUD, Euro against the Australian dollar. We have GBP, NZD, Great Britain Pound against the New Zealand dollar, and many more currencies. The idea of a currency pair, as I said, is the comparison between one currency and another. We are saying one currency will gain value against the other. When a currency gains value, we are buying it. If we are saying this currency will fall, we are actually selling that currency. That's the idea of currency pairs. So, we have what we call the base currency. The base currency is the first currency listed. It is always one. In this case, Eurast, Euro will be the base currency. In this case, GBP will be the base currency. In this case, USD will be the base currency. That's USD through CAD. In this case, Euro will be the base currency. And it is always equal to 1, and then we have the quote currency. This is the second currency listed, and it is the exchange rates between the base currency and the quote currency. So, this is the quote currency in this case, which is the second currency listed. And this is the quote currency in this case, GBP USD. And USD is the quote currency, which is the second currency listed. In this case, we have CAD as a quote currency. In this case, we have AUD as a quote currency. And in this case, we have NZD as the quote currency. So, that's the idea of base currency and the quote currency. The value of the base currency is always 1. The value of the quote currency is now the exchange rate between the base currency and the quote currency. But I'm very sure you're going to understand in subsequent videos because we are going to work with these metrics very easily and very frequently. So, that's just the idea of the base currency and the quote currency. And we see that these codes are always 3 characters. So, this is what we call the ISO code. The ISO stands for International Organization of Standardization. So, each currency in the world can be identified by a trilateral code known as its ISO code. And then if we come here, we see that I've listed some ISO codes of some major currencies, like the US dollar, which is USD, and then the EUR, which is EUR, the GBP pound, which is GBP, and with the NZD, which is NZD, the Canadian dollar, which is CAD, the Australian dollar, which is AUD, the Japanese yen, which is JPY, the Singaporean dollar, which is SGD, the Swiss franc, which is CHF, and this Chinese yuan, which is CNY. So, these are just the ISO codes of some major currencies. Now, you can just Google ISO codes of any currency you want, and you're going to get the ISO code of that currency. It's online, it's something you can access very easily. So, for every pair, you should just know that we have two currencies in a currency pair. When we trade the currency pair. We don't trade a single currency in isolation. We trade a currency pair. So, in this case, we have RAW, USD, GBP. So, EUR is the base currency and USD is the quote currency. Then, RAW is always equal to 1 in this case. And then, USD would then be the conversion rate between EUR and dollar. That's it guys for the currency pairs. In the next video, we're going to be looking deeper into currency pairs. Hope to see you there. Bye.